Like, when it comes to extracurriculars, do stuff, like step out of your comfort zone. Yeah, step out of your comfort zone.
Don't be afraid to try new things and step out of your box.
High school starts in 8th grade. Hello.
8th grade year.
That was mine.
It starts at 8th grade. It really does, because I didn't think about it too much at first, and that did drag down my GPA a little bit, like with earlier classes, because I didn't concentrate as much as I should have been. You know, I didn't study as often as I should have been either. But you got to realize, from 8th grade, that's whenever you're starting to put in your unweighted GPA, your weighted GPA, everything. So you got to really push, even if it becomes a little bit tough. You got to push.
Your high school transcript, the time to get serious is whenever you're beginning 8th grade. It's not 9th grade. When you're in 8th grade, you still feel like a middle schooler. You just still want to run around at lunch like a middle schooler. But you need to get more serious because, like, I was feeling like, oh, I'll get B's. B's are no big deal. B's are still good, you know. But having, like, nearly an entire transcript of B's, and that's what you're starting off your transcript with, that's not something you want.
Anyway, 8th grade year, you don't really get
you don't
the
think
idea
you're
that
in high school, but your grades, you're taking high school courses, so they count. So 8th graders, get an A. Yeah, not a B.
Yeah.
Even though you might be grouped with the kids, even though you might want to hang out and play outside with the kids, like, you need to get on your studying, like start learning how you study, start learning what your weakness is so you can strengthen that. And so that's something that you can, like, have stabilized through the rest of high school.
I never really had to study very much, but then when I got into high school, I actually had to study, and I never actually really learned how to study properly in a way that fit me.
Because when you're in middle school, you don't, like, for me, I didn't really study that much, to be honest. And then when I got older, I'm like, oh, well, I think I have it. But when you get to high school, it just keeps getting harder. So then you're like, oh, no, I need to start studying more, and I need to, like, figure out how to do that. So, like, it gets harder. It doesn't get easier, you guys. Please don't think that.
Focus on your studying habits. Make sure you get in there and you study and focus, because I mean, once you get into a bad habit of just not studying, it just kind of snowballs and it's hard to break out of, and I wish I knew that a few years ago.
Great, so if I could tell myself, you need to learn how to study properly, that would have been a great help. And also to hear it from myself would be pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Keep up with your schoolwork.
Yeah.
It builds up, it really does. It's like a snowball effect. I mean, that's what kind of disabled me, I guess, because I didn't take school seriously, like in middle school. It was so easy. But, you know, as high school rolled around, like all of these things, these basic things that I needed to know, like, they were catching up with me, and that detrimented me in the long run.
When you go from middle school to high school, you think it's going to be a very smooth transition. It's going to be almost the same. It's not the same. You have to tighten up.
GPA is key.
I wish I knew how much grades counted.
Say every little thing you do matters. From extracurriculars to the classes you take, it all matters. Like, don't just think, oh, I'm okay if I get B's in my classes. That'll make my parents happy, and, you know, I'm still doing well enough. No. Push as hard as you can to make A's, because that's what the colleges are going to see on your transcript. Like, they're not going to say, oh, well, you did well enough. I mean, you're going to be competing against thousands of people. You need to make yourself stand out.
Back in middle school, getting those C's are like, oh, I got a C, no big deal, I'll just bring it up later. Those C's are going to kill you. They're going to catch up with you so much. You know, definitely aim for the highest.
Before I entered high school, I came with the mindset, oh, I have a B, cool, I'm settled. But when you come to realize, school is a competition, period. And at the end of the day, even though these are your friends, you're competing to get on the same level that they're at. You're trying to compete to get into college, compete for different scholarships. And the difference between that 3.3 and that 3.4 is going to show point blank.
In the beginning of high school, you have to try your hardest, because you can't get those years back once you're a senior or a junior.
Because, you know, you may seem like, oh, it's just 9th grade, it's just 10th grade, it doesn't really matter. Well, they matter in the long run. They really do.
You can't rely on senior year to be the year to fix everything,
Mhm.
because senior year is just the year to, have a lasting impression on your resume and your transcript and all that good stuff.
So come in, give your best from the start, because it's going to work out at the end. So now when you get to your senior year, you can actually enjoy it and don't feel like you have to push for every grade.